Unfortunately, verbal harassment is a big problem for a lot of people. It can cause you a great deal of psychological and emotional trauma. If you find yourself in this situation, please know that Massachusetts law provides certain legal avenues where you can find relief. First, let's define what is verbal harassment. Verbal harassment is usually defined as any kind of repeated, unwanted, and targeted derogatory comments that are intended to demean, belittle, intimidate, or insult you. In Massachusetts, verbal harassment can sometimes cross the line into criminal behavior, especially if that verbal harassment involves threats of violence, stalking, or is part of a broader domestic violence situation. In those cases, your harasser can be charged with a crime. That means they'll be arrested and brought to court to answer for those criminal charges. But not all harassment is criminal behavior. That's where the civil remedies come in. For instance, if you're being harassed at work, there are certain steps you can take through your employer that are backed up by Massachusetts law. If you're being harassed at work based on your race, sex, color, religion, national origin, age, disability, gender identity, or sexual orientation, you have options. Your employer is legally obligated to prevent such harassment from happening at the workplace. This is called a hostile work environment, and it's not allowed. Outside of the workplace, you may be able to get a harassment prevention order through the courts. Now, a harassment prevention order is a type of restraining order. It doesn't matter what your relationship is to your harasser, such as domestic violence or 209A orders. It just has to be a harassing behavior. Now, you have to be able to show 3 separate incidents of harassing behavior, 3 or more. You can also qualify for a harassment prevention order if your harasser has forced you to have sexual relations against your will by using threats or coercion, or if your harasser has committed certain crimes. If you want to get a harassment prevention order, it's very important that you organize all of the evidence that you need to show the judge. So make sure if there are text messages, if there are emails, harassing phone calls, things of this nature, you want to make sure you save them so that you can present them to the judge when you go for your hearing. You should also know that schools and universities also have policies and are legally obligated to protect you from harassment on their campuses. If you are facing this type of situation, make sure you contact the authorities immediately. In Massachusetts, harassment is taken very seriously. As I say, it can be a criminal matter. It can also be a civil matter where you would want a harassment prevention order. And even though the harassment prevention order is a civil order, any violation of that order is a criminal act. So you have the full force and effect of the police and the court system behind you. If you're suffering from harassment, you should protect yourself. To see if you qualify for a Massachusetts restraining order, please visit affordlaw.org/qualify-RO.